Are you tired of the city life? In recent years, in the wake of some global events, many Americans have found themselves wanting to relocate in search for a new frontier away from the city life, the homelessness, crowded areas, high crime, and chaos. For many, they wish to capitalize on the freedom that remote work provides. For some, finding affordable housing, looking for rural locations to save money. The move toward rural America is still going. The National Association of Realtors still support this trend. The reason? People are looking for better quality of life, housing affordability, safety, more space, less pollution, connecting with nature, and more freedom. In this channel, we analyze real estate market trends and examine all the different areas throughout the U.S. where opportunities are for those who are looking to get out of the cities and start a new life for them and their families. If you're looking to relocate anywhere in the U.S., please contact me to schedule a Zoom consultation. I have been a real estate broker for almost 2 decades with experience in relocation strategies and would be happy to assist you in your particular situation. Hello, everyone. Today we'll be examining the areas in California that offer the best opportunities for either relocating or investing in real estate. I'm using an excellent resource by author Joel Skousen entitled Strategic Relocation, who has done extensive research in finding safer areas to relocate here in the US and abroad. Some of the areas or some of the criteria found in his research, which factor in threats found in highly populated areas, such as high crimes, health threats, social unrest, economic problems, high pollution areas. He also includes areas that are more prone to natural disasters, and he outlines what kind of climate, for example, politics, freedom index, whether the state is a good place for homeschooling. It's an excellent resource and I will highly recommend it to everyone. For the purposes of this video, however, I'm taking into consideration all this amazing research that he's offered and adding some important factors to narrow down our search. Therefore, the criteria that I'm using to establish these relocation or investment opportunities are based on factors such as the main one, housing affordability. As we know, how unaffordable real estate is in the cities. Of course, we're going to take into consideration the climate, the geography, the food production potential, and proximity to healthcare services and other services. What I like to do is find areas that are maybe between 2 to 4 hours away from a main city. That would, if someone needs to find a really good hospital, I know I hear that often from people wanting to relocate outside of the cities. Where would I find a good hospital, or where, if I need to get to, say, the Bay Area, I have relatives there, for many reasons. You can still find places that are rural enough and affordable enough, and yet have the access to go to a city, or the Bay Area or the suburbs of a city if you need to. The state of California has been blessed with great weather, beautiful landscapes, from breathtaking coastlines to the majesty of the Sierra Nevada forest and lakes to farmland reaches. The Central Valley is considered the breadbasket of America and has the most productive area per acre in the nation. Unfortunately, cities are overcrowded and unsafe. We have seen that time and time again, especially in the recent years. The state, California, that is the state of California, has the highest cost of living in the nation. Building codes are extremely restrictive, and almost all construction and land use permits are the result of coercive smart growth initiatives. So today we'll focus in those areas that are based on the criteria that we're using for housing affordability, climate, geography, food production, and proximity to healthcare and services. I have narrowed down some areas that meet some, if not all, of these criteria or these factors, So let's dive in. So what I like to do is, first of all, share my screen. What I like to do is share my screen and show you these map by the National Association of Realtors about the county median home prices. And we're focusing in California today. So as you can see, the red areas are the most unaffordable areas. And the color goes to dark brown, light brown, and then blue are the most affordable areas. So if we go here, for example, we see that San Diego County, the median home value is over $1 million. If we go, say, to the Bay Area, Santa Clara, 1.6, San Mateo County, 1.7, Marin County, 1.5, and you can go on, Contra Costa, 941. So on the book by Joel Skousen on strategic relocation, he recommends that we focus on Northern California. And I will have to agree. Specifically, he recommends that we look above Napa County, Sonoma County, anywhere above that area, okay? So the first place that I would like to bring your attention to is to the Sierra foothills, specifically Tuolumne County and Calaveras County. We see, for example, that Calaveras County, the median price is $422,000 roughly, and that is about a 2.5 drive from the San Francisco East Bay. So if you're looking to relocate, but you don't want to go too far from the city, but yet have the ability to have some land, I like to look at places that are at least over an acre of usable land that have a well. And of course, you'll want to make sure that prior to purchasing a home, you check that the water is potable and that the well is producing enough water. So you have Calaveras County. You also have Tuolumne County, which the median home value there is $397,000. What I would also like to show you is if we look at the affordability by county, for example, Alameda County, your monthly mortgage payment for a median price home of 1.1 is now 6,770. A year earlier was 6,050. So that's an increase of $719 per month if you compare it to the previous year. So we look at Alameda County. Let's say we look at Contra Costa County, which is also in the Bay Area. You're looking at a $584 more now than it was a year ago. So when we look at the counties that I just show you where the price is considerably less, let's look at Calaveras County, for example, where the median price of a home is $422,570, you're looking at only $89 more that you're making a mortgage payment now than you were last year. Of course, we know that the Fed just announced that they're going to start reducing interest rates. You also have to factor in the home insurance premiums, which unfortunately have increased across the board in the state of California and actually nationwide. But if we look at Tuolumne County, the same. So now your median average payment is $2,320. That's for a $397,000 house. A year earlier was $2,240. So you're looking at roughly $84 more now than it was a year ago. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to go ahead and take a look at what some of these houses and these properties are selling for. Some of the criteria that I'm using is that, and you can always change it when you do your own search, but I like to look at places that are have at least an acre of land, which will allow you to have your own orchard and kind of start learning if you are not familiar with growing your own crops or maybe having your own farm animals, which of course will allow for food production and be able to be more self-sufficient. So as you can see on the map, this is, for example, Calaveras County, and you're looking at probably a 2.5 to 2 hour drive from the East Bay. We're talking about Livermore, Walnut Creek, those areas. You're probably about a 2 hour drive. So not that far. but there are hospitals there. So if you needed to have a doctor's appointment or have a procedure done, it's definitely within reach in the county. So as we zoom in, let's take a look at what's here. Okay, so let's take a look at, for example, this one in Valley Springs for 448,000. So looks like it's a pretty large home. It looks like it's a manufactured home. So if you're buying a manufactured home, you definitely want to make sure that it has a permanent foundation so that you can get financing for it. Otherwise, it will be very difficult. But this one is on over an acre of land, which you'll have plenty of space to do all these things that we talk about. Definitely more space and privacy here than you would somewhere in the Bay Area, having neighbors side by side and in front of you. So that gives you an idea. You can kind of look at the overall picture and see what's around you. If we look, let's look at another one. Let's look at this one here. These are mostly all in Valley Springs. Well, that's $1 million. You also have your $1 million homes there. Let's look at this one for 450,000. It's 1,800 square feet. Kind of gives you an idea of what's there as far as for sure an acre. This homeowner has some farm animals, looks like. It's not completely level. That's one challenge that you will have in the mountains or on the foothills, that it will be a little difficult to find properties that have a level acre of land, but not impossible. This one here looks like it's a mixed between level and sloped. Let's see, let's look at another one here. What about this one? Murphy's is actually really desirable area. There's a lot of wineries there for 325,000, over 1,500 square feet, about an acre of land. If you go down here, you'll find that there is quite a bit of space around you. Definitely a lot of trees. You always want to keep in mind homeowners insurance. It's not going to be cheap. I'm not going to lie to you. In these areas, it's going to be very, very expensive. More than likely, you'll have a California Fair Plan. You'll have to go there. So let's look at Tuolumne County now. I think that will be the next one here. Okay. So, so we're looking at Tuolumne County, and let's take a look at this one on in Sonora. Now, Sonora is the main town in Tuolumne County and is known for it's a beautiful town. It's very historic. The downtown area is beautiful. This one here is a little bit over 1,100 square feet. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. You definitely have some land here, at least an acre. Looks like it's cross-fenced. The home looks pretty nice, a little dated, but there's a lot of potential. There's outbuildings. Looks like you have a lot of privacy here, which is another factor that we look for when we want to relocate. Let's see. Let's look at, well, you even get something by the lake if you wish. Let's see. Let's take a look at somewhere in Jamestown. Well, you're looking at a higher range by the lake if you wanted something by the lake. It's on Tulloch Dam Road. Like I said, the average price is about 400,000, but of course you can find places that are well over that, but that still will provide you a much affordable place than it would the Bay Area, depending on where you're at in the Bay Area. This one here has the lake, which is a plus, especially in the summer months. Doesn't really have much usable land, which if that's what you want to grow your own vegetables, have your own garden, have your own animals, it would be next to impossible here. So we can go back and take a look at some of these other ones. Let's say, let's take a look at this little one here for $299. It's a 3-bedroom, 1 bath. It is 1.3 acres, built in 1984. You know, about 70% of Tuolumne County is either BLM, which stands for Bureau of Land Management, or National Forest, which so you definitely have a lot of open space here. Again, I wanted to emphasize that Tuolumne County, much like Calaveras County, which is the neighboring county, is about 2 to 2.5 hours away from the Bay Area and about a 2-hour drive from Sacramento. So both of these counties are located in the Sierra Foothills and provide a great option with opportunities for not just finding affordable housing, but also having more freedom in terms of being able to be more independent and possibly more self-sufficient. So I now want to bring your attention to a couple of other counties in Northern California, which I think provide good opportunities for relocating, for finding affordable housing, for finding more space. So those are Shasta County, where the median home value is $411,090. And the other counties right above Shasta County, which is Siskiyou County, the median home value there is $273,610. You might have heard of the city of Redding, which is the main city there in Shasta County. Take a look at the affordability compared to other areas. So Shasta a year ago was $2,400, the average payment for a $411,000 home. Now, I'm sorry, right now, $2,400. Before a year ago was $2,200. So it's increased by about 137. And if we look at Siskiyou County, you're looking at $57 more their payment this year than it was last year. So we're going to go and take a look and see what's available there. Okay, so what I like to do now is show you Shasta County and what's available there for sale. As you can see, Shasta County is in the Shasta Trinity National Forest, and it's about a 2-hour drive from Sacramento, 2.5 hour drive to Sacramento. So as we zoom in to this area, let's take a look and see what's there. And again, I'm using the criteria of homes that have at least an acre of land. So right off the bat, for example, we can see this home for $549, which is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, almost 1,700 square feet. If we look at all the photos here, we can see that, well, it's got a pool. It's got definitely areas for gardening, definitely enough space there to do that. Let's take a look now at something else. Maybe this one for $429. It's only being on Zillow for 6 days. It's 1,600 square feet. One thing about Redding, it gets really, really hot in the summertime. But it is a beautiful area, of course. There is all of the Shasta Lake and, of course, Mount Shasta that's there. It's just really, really beautiful areas to visit and plenty of outdoors activities. Here is another one, 470. So the house, the land is, again, you're gonna get mostly level, but looks like it's got a slope to it as well. Let's look at one that is, okay, 259. See what that one has to offer. Might be more of a, looks like it's a fixer-upper, but the land looks promising. It's got an outbuilding. Yeah, definitely some work for sure. If you are for the challenge, I guess there are some opportunities there. Oops, looked like the land was like about, yeah, 5 acres of land. If we go down and take a look at, let's take a look at this one here for $449. Just want you to get an idea of what you get for the money. Another, yeah, it's a decent home. It's got solar power. It's got nice yard. Definitely plenty of space for a garden, for some farm animals. You kind of get an idea of the whole picture here. We go, let me see how much land that one had. That one. Finally, I want to bring you to my favorite place, and that is a coastal town or a coastal county. And we know if you live in California, majority of everything is extremely expensive, over $1 million if you want anything near the coast. But there is one area, a little hidden gem, which is right up here, and it's Del Norte County. And the median home value there is 283,260. So when we look down here, we see that, and this got changed again. Let me just take a quick look here for you. And you're going to see that it is only $60 more, the mortgage payment now than it was, the average than it was a year ago. So let's take a look and see what we can find there. Okay, so again, this is the geographical location. It is about 2.5 to 3 hours away from Medford. If you needed to go to a main hospital to have a major procedure done, you will want to go to Medford. Otherwise, they have hospitals and they have Brookings is nearby. They have medical offices. They have all kinds of shopping available in here, Walmart, Home Depot. They have everything that you need. However, you do get a lot of space. Like I mentioned earlier, about 70% of all California is owned by the government. It's either Bureau of Land Management or National Forest. And of course, we have the National Redwood Forest, which is so amazing and beautiful. It's definitely an experience just to be here. Definitely, just even for a vacation perspective, is somewhere a place everyone should visit. So let's take a look and see what's there. So you have an area called Crescent City, the main area, and you have Smith River. And so when we let's look at this little area here, this house property. It looks like these two little cottages on Power Line Road for $399 in Crescent City. Again, you're going to see it's green. Everything is green all throughout the year. You get some rain, but the weather is wonderful all throughout the year. It never gets hot. So if you don't like the heat, this is the place to go. So take a look at these. You have two homes here where you can possibly live in one and rent the other one, or do a vacation home in here. I know a lot of people don't like the idea of Airbnbs and VRBOs, but if you do it in the right location, you can definitely do really well. So here you have, let's take a look at the details. It's 1 acre built in 1940. You definitely want to do something like this, all your inspections, 4 bedrooms, 2 bath, 2,400. I'm assuming that's the combined square footage for both of them. So yes, you have a 3 bedroom, 1 bath cabin and a spacious 1,100 square foot, 1 bedroom, 1 bath home. So you can have, yep, rental income or Airbnb income, either or. Airbnbs do really well up here in this area. Let's take a look at this one here, 574. It's a 4 bedroom, 2 bath. Just look at how beautiful it all is with all the trees. This is an acre, but it looks like doesn't really have many pictures of the outside, unfortunately, but it's beautiful. Let's take a look at, find something else. This one is in Smith River. Smith River is a really nice area too. There's a lot of farms. The soil is really, really good in these areas. There's a lot of farms here. You can see the layout. So on one side, you have the ocean, which is over here. On the other side, you have these beautiful mountains. And it's always like an overcast, but there is a time in the day that it gets really sunny. You do get some rain, but it's, not as bad as you would in Oregon, some areas in Oregon, because it is part of something called the banana belt, which you get some warmth coming through the mountains, but it's not hot. So you're not going to be hot like you would say in Redding or Eureka or even Sonora. So, let's see. Let's find one more place here that might be a good possibility. Well, let's take a look at this one for 270. It's probably a fixer upper, but maybe not. So this one is on Dayton Street, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. I believe, okay, it's an acre, 1 acre lot. I believe it has a small home. Also, a lot of these properties in this area have a second home. It does need work. It's probably a cash deal, but here you have like a greenhouse. If you are able to do a lot of the work, you got yourself a project here. And actually, this one borders a conservation area, which is nice. So you have a lot of privacy. So I hope this was helpful. I try to go over all of these as often as I can, but feel free to comment in the comment section below and let me know if there's an area in California that you like. Of course, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I think that even though we have a lot of problems here in the state, there's a lot of possibilities as well. That's what my goal is to help you find those opportunities. Thank you for joining, and please share, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.